Hi guys, what is up? It is me, Rosmo. Quick scenario. Tell me what you would do in this situation. You meet up with your daughter and she's wearing shades and a face mask. Let's just assume that COVID isn't a thing in this scenario. So you're like, whoa, I'm worried. So you ask her and found a bruise on her face. And then you just ask, who did this to you? And then she doesn't tell you. You visit her apartment to find out some answers. But then, as you're looking around, some unknown person breaks in. So you hide in the closet. You realize that the person who broke in your daughter's apartment was your daughter's boyfriend. So once he got in, he started calling someone because your daughter wasn't there. And because of that phone call, you discovered that he's part of a yakuza and that he's planning to kill your daughter once he gets some money out of her. Now, what would you do in that situation? Leave it down in the comments, I really want to know. Since I am doing movie reviews, I wanted to recommend something I've been reading recently. Now, I love reading manga more than watching anime, and this manga was so good, it was so good. The title of the manga is My Home Hero by Naoki Yamakawa. If you don't like reading manga, this one might change your mind. Now, the reason I asked you guys this scenario is to let you know what the main protagonist, named Tosu Tetsuo, did in that situation. See, the boyfriend looked like a tough guy, and compared to him, he's just a wimpy salaryman. He knew he really couldn't tough it out with him and get out as the winner. He also knew that it was only now or never. So to draw the guy's attention to the closet he was hiding in, he jumped out and grabbed the guy by the nuts, grabbed whatever blunt object he could get, and freaking killed the guy. I mean, where else was this gonna go, you know? Okay, pretty intense, but oh no, after this, his wife walks in the apartment unit at the worst possible time. So for a brief moment, you're left wondering what's he supposed to do now? If that got your interest, which got mine at first read, go ahead and read it for yourself because it's just so good. If you didn't like it after reading chapter 3 or 4, then it might not be for you, sweetie. I had to make a review for this manga because when I looked up the details about it, there was no information. It was more scarce than none. But still, like even on my anime list, which was the only site with the info on it besides any manga site, it only had the title, synopsis, and one character out of the bunch of them. The main character. And that's it. Maybe that's just how my anime list is, I wouldn't know, I don't go there as much. But still, like when I saw that, I immediately thought, I am going to make people know about this manga. Then I slapped some coffee in my face and then made this script. Now I am sleepy and upset. Perfect review mood. Anyway, you finished reading? Great. Oh, you don't mind spoilers? Okay, we're going down the hole. My Home Hero is focused on a father protecting his daughter from and getting involved with the yakuza. His only motivation for committing the crime that he's done was to protect his one and only daughter from being killed. He kills this yakuza guy who is named Nobuto that his beloved daughter was dating. The daughter, Reika, had no idea her boyfriend was in the yakuza to begin with. Then you find out that Nobuto was the son of a high-ranking yakuza member. So Tetsuo is trying to find a way to hide the body, not get caught by the yakuza, keep his daughter close, all the while not letting his daughter find out about it all, so she doesn't get involved. Great. I forgot to mention Tosu Tetsuo would often write mystery novels in his free time, which makes everything he does all the more interesting to watch, because it's like he has all these ideas that he kinda conceptualized on paper, but now he has to make those concepts work in real life if he wants to get out of this quietly and quick, which we know probably isn't the case. And it's not like he is a genius or anything, he's just an ordinary guy. Your average Joe. But you can see each of the plans he makes in his head and you're just going through it with him, and it just feels so cool. The good thing I really liked with this manga is that not all his plans work. It fails. So it's not protected by plot armor. Every plan he makes just grabs your attention because you can never really guess if he can make it through or not. And if he does, there might be another problem because of his actions. Like, this guy doesn't catch a break with all this. At one part, he was just so tired of all the cat and mouse chase between him and the guy who was tasked to either find Nobuto or find whoever killed him. And because of that, he cried. I mean, he cries a bunch because of the stress he's under because, I mean, who wouldn't? Also, the guy in charge of finding Nobuto or Nobuto's killer is called Kyoichi. Kyoichi is part of the crime syndicate or yakuza, and was given the task to find Nobuto, which, good luck doing that. Majority of the manga is just, again, a cat and mouse chase between Tosu and his wife against Kiyoichi, at least at the time of this recording. By the way, his wife also plays a huge part in the story. Not going to spoil much on that, but she's a 100% supportive wife. Look at this girl. She didn't even leave her husband behind all this. She was always there for Tetsuo and also just wants to protect her daughter. She always checks on Tetsuo's well-being and always makes sure he's not carrying the weight all by himself. Isn't that cute? Absolutely waifu material right here. Anyway, this manga does amazingly when it comes to the characters. Like, Kiyoichi is the guy opposing Tetsuo, who I am rooting for, but at the same time I just don't want Kiyoichi to lose. I don't like Nobuto, and his father is horrible, but I felt so guilty for the father. They make you feel for the antagonists. Not in the way that, oh, I love him so much, please don't get hurt. Like, no. They kill people. They're bound to get hurt. But I just like them a lot. I love every second of this manga. I could not put it down. Now, this might not appeal to most of you because taste and stories differ, but I would really recommend you to read this if you like psychological thriller stories. This one would be a perfect read for you. It's heartwarming, thrilling, and it really makes you scared, to be perfectly honest. It's not horror, but it scared me. Scared how? I mean the type of feeling where your hands get sweaty, your heart beats faster, and you just have to take a break for a moment because you just can't take the suspense. I experienced all this while reading it and not hyping it up. I really believe you'll feel this. Because the stakes in this series, so many S's, because the stakes in this series is so high for this ordinary dad who's just trying his best to protect his family. This manga will stress you out a lot. I walked home from school feeling nervous that someone could be following me, or that I feel like I'm guilty of something, because you feel the guilt Tetsuo has throughout the manga. You feel Tetsuo's guilt through the whole read because the manga did a great job letting us relate to the guy. Heck, he murdered someone, and at the end of the day you feel like, I like this guy. I wish he'd live a peaceful life. I have a huge heart for my family and have so much respect for my parents, so when I read this manga, it felt really nice to see the dad be the main character, instead of an orphan with daddy or mommy issues, which is what most stories tend to go for. Nothing wrong with that, just makes me see how refreshing this manga was to read. This manga would drill down to your mind what parents would go through for their child, in a semi-extreme way. But that's the charm of it, you know? The sacrifices Tetsuo and his wife would go for their child. I hope you enjoy the ride of my home hero as much as I did. And if you finished, tell me how it goes. Did you like it? Did you not? Share it down. I'd love to hear some discussions about these kinds of things. So yeah,